Should have a lot of people showing up. Get all my shit ready here. Main event. Eli Brazil's already here. Matt Wilson, what's going on? I'm just kind of letting everybody filter. We already got 8 already. Wow, you guys have no fucking life. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to let you guys filter in before we start the show. Bobo, Chris, what's going on, guys? Good to see you all here. I'm just kind of getting everything set up here. There, man. Let's put that up. All right. Who else we have here? Corey Ryan's in the house. Wow. Corey, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Josephine gave me a love on Facebook. I love you too. Hey, Troy. What's going on, brother? Thank you for the bits. Troy with some cheers. That never gets old. Eating a delicious New York strip while waiting. All right. Well, fuck, we got 11 you assholes here already. That's more than I usually have for my main show. Maybe we should do this more often. All right. I'm going to put myself in the green room. We're going to start the intro, and we'll start the show there, man. Hey guys, welcome to RTW Main Event. This is a special edition of the show. I am your host, Radicalized Rob Francois. Ocho is not here tonight. I'm sorry you guys are going to be here without Ocho, but I'm sure he'll be here in spirit. This is a special interview, and I know we don't do interviews on this show anymore because this show is pretty much just a fuck-off show for an hour and a half with Ocho and I just trying to pop each other. Big Josh in the house. What's going on? Guys, I appreciate being here. We're 20 strong here live. On my Facebook page, facebook.com/RadTurtlesWrestling, my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RadRobGaming, and my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RadRobGaming. Welcome, one and all. Midnight Mike's in the house. Troy's in the house. Troy's already got some cheers. Joe Feeney, Corey Ryan, Eli Brazil, Bobo, Karam, Matt Wilson. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting show. I kind of came up with this idea a few weeks ago of squashing the beef with the one and only Johnny Podcasting. Drew's in the house too. What's up, Bang? So yeah, this is what we're all here for. This is the showdown, the war to settle the score. I'm going to bring in my very special guest. He is a nuclear heat magnet. He is the host of whatever the fuck they call it. They've had so many goddamn names now. I don't even know what's going on, what they fucking call themselves anymore. But Sonny Salem, what's going on? Let's bring him in. You know who he is? It's Mr. No Days Off, the Scandinavian god, Johnny Podcasting, John Wanglin.
Let's reframe. Let's redo that again. The hashtag Scandinavian god, Mr. Francois.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Wanglin.
Man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. This is the first time we've publicly spoken in the last 15 months. A lot of people are looking forward to this. So, yeah, it's good to have you here, I guess.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Is it though? Is it really?
Yeah, it is. It's good to talk to you.
Okay. All right.
Why not? I've been wanting to do this for 15 months, bro.
I know you have. We have a lot of people here watching already. So
welcome, everybody. Yeah. Welcome. Hopefully everybody's doing good tonight.
More people here than that watched your midnight streams combined. But
I don't know about that, man. I don't know if you want to compare like subscribers and followers that check out the shows, man. Do we really want to go there? What do you got, about 15 over there on your YouTube?
Yeah, but it's better than Michael Loving commenting for 3 hours. He's the only
Michael
one.
Loving's a great guy, man.
I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying he's got nothing better to do, apparently.
No, he likes to come out and watch a little retro wrestling revival, man.
Is that what it's called now? You've had so many.
We have. I'll tell you that, man. We've had more Facebook accounts than we would like to say that we've had, man. It's not by choice. It's people seem to like to email and try to get us canceled all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when you're a heat magnet like yourself, I mean, you draw a lot of negative attention.
I don't know about all the time. I think sometimes negative people try to draw out the attention and the heat from somebody else there. You know, I think people overlook the fact that we're all here to have a little fun and entertain sometimes. And it's a wrestling show, for Christ's sake. So if people really take that overboard too much, then I'd have to say that's on them. We're here to talk and have some fun and have a little wrestling talk and do some stupid stuff. It's a freaking wrestling show. So
I will agree with that. There are a lot of people that have kind of taken it a little bit too far, at least people that weren't involved directly. I mean, I had legitimate beef because I was the one right in the middle of it with you. But there are a lot of people that have learned to not like you, and that is through the hit YouTube show Get My Go, which you said you've never seen all the way through, but you've heard clips or seen clips about it.
Yep, I've heard a few clips. I've seen a few clips. I got to put it over, man. It's pretty funny stuff sometimes. I do say some really stupid shit sometimes, huh?
Yeah, I got a couple of them here right now. Hang on.
Hey, it's all right, man. I'm Johnny fucking podcasting.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Hit me with another one.
Tell me what you think of me.
Yep. Hit me with another one. Come on.
Because you don't have any balls to ever say it to my fucking face ever.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you were pretty pissed off on that one.
Yeah, a few times.
Let's see. Oh, this one. Let's see.
Shut up, Christopher. You suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're not
gonna bring Christopher up into it. Come on.
No,
man.
Christopher's not here to defend himself, Eric. That was something that was squashed a long time ago that people try to rehash over and over again all the time. Christopher's not here to defend himself. That's between you two and Christopher. This is Rob and John. This isn't Rob and Rob and everybody else, and we're gonna have all that all the time. No, this is Rob and John, man. So if you want to talk John and Rob, then we're going to talk John and Rob.
Oh, we will. We're going to talk a lot of John and Rob. But I mean, Chris won't answer my messages anymore, and it's a little upsetting when he wants to go on your platform and talk shit about me, and then I mean, I know he took the video down, because I asked him to.
Well, didn't he ask you to have a civil conversation, and you kind of ignored that a lot?
I did, but I mean, can you have a civil conversation with him?
I think actually you can. Chris is actually a really nice guy, so.
It's debatable.
No, not to me. Not to me, but people can think whatever they want about people. That's whatever they want to think about them. Christopher's a really nice guy, man. So it is what it is. People like to try to pick on everybody and talk a lot of shit, but the reality is most of them aren't going out there and trying to put out a podcast or a video show all the time. So people can hate on you, they can hate on me, they can hate on anybody else out there, but who's the ones out there trying to go do it? And the ones out there trying to have fun doing it. So
that's true. That's true.
Good point.
Let's get into some of the comments here real quick before we take a deep dive. Midnight Mike says, Wangland sucks, but not as much as Martin.
Well, I would respond to that Midnight Mike is a fucking joke and an absolute goofball. So keep at it, man. Hopefully the Midnight Jury's rocking strong. But remember, Mike, who was nice to you when you were going through tough times too. But you want to shit on me? Go right for it, buddy.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Eli Brazil, our friend Eli, says, already yelling into the laptop there, man. What's up with that? Why is your microphone so far away?
Because I choose to have it far away. I don't want it right up on me.
But I mean, that's what microphones are for.
Well, I like to sit right where I'm sitting. The sound is very clear. You can hear it just fine. I'm comfortable where I'm sitting here.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I like to sit in my chair.
At least you have a microphone. I think you went through times where you might not have had one, but
no, I always had one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I always had one.
Popular belief was that you stopped using one.
Well, I'm here to dispel that popular belief.
We're here to debunk everything. That's why we're here. What else we have here? Joe Feeney's in the house. right into the numbers. Nothing changes.
Oh, well, nothing changes with Joe being an absolute candy ass. So, notice how Joe ain't here on the conversation. But have at it there, man.
I wanted to be you and I didn't want,
Well, Joe's had that
had an
opportunity
impromptu get my go. I'm sure they would have done it, but I didn't want to amp like that.
Dude, I've made that offer a million times. If they want to have,
we know.
Yeah,
we know. We apparently don't have the balls to come on your show and talk to you. That's
well, you haven't, have you?
I mean, I'm here.
I mean, how you finally are after 15 months?
That's fair.
It is.
Corey Ryan, your old Corey effing Ryan.
Let's finally tell the truth. What about that? Corey couldn't hack the fact that you guys made fun of him because he was the cringiest guy in the world, and that he would give random, completely drunken blurts on shows, and that it would take 4 hours to edit a 10-minute clip. There you go, Corey. So.
Joe Feeney, having fun? That includes emailing Spreaker and sponsors. Fuck out of here. He turned into a maniac and tried to fuck over the people that helped him give him his break.
Hey, well, I want to say this right here, there, man. Let's say you like to sit over there and you guys like to say, oh, let's fuck the people that want to do cancel culture. Well, you're the first one that did it, Joe, and over to Art 19. So let's throw that out there. But I'm sure you're going to deny that probably.
Big Josh, this guy claims to be a minister, a mental health expert, and you attack my learning disability, and you and Martin call me Gilbert Grape. I mean, you kind of,
I did not call you a retard in any ways. That never happened, Josh. Maybe you might need to go back and get your listening skills back in elementary school, but that definitely did not happen.
Dude, didn't you go and say something like that, man?
I'm just saying, maybe he needs to go back to elementary school and get those hearing skills back there and focus on what's going on, because I never said that. So why don't you go back and listen to that? And did I ever call you Gilbert Grape? No, I didn't call you Gilbert Grape.
Yeah, I think Chris did, actually.
Yeah, let's say that right there. I'm not the one that carries on that conversation.
Corey says you're little punk ass. Yeah.
Well, Corey, why don't you go out there and swig another fifth of Jack and go have a good night?
Whatever happened to that Nick dude that was talking shit on one?
I don't know what happened to Nick too much, to be honest with you. Nick comes around here and there. You see him on the things. I don't really know, to be honest with you. What was that?
Was he friends with Christopher? Is that where you found him?
Yeah, they were friends. I only met him that one time or twice, maybe, I think. So yeah, that was it.
Out of your 17 failed providers and titles and co-hosts. All right, let's get into a little bit of that.
Sure.
Everybody knows the history between you and I. Everybody knows that Jeff Johnson and I started Rad Turtles Wrestling in December of 2018. And I think somewhere around February or March of 2019, you messaged me on Twitter, said that you enjoyed my podcast and you were starting your own network and you would love to have me on. So RTW was your first official signing. I don't know if I ever asked you, where did you actually find, how did you hear about my show? Because I mean, we were just a small independent podcast. Yeah,
I saw on Twitter you were having your beef with Kuhn there or something there, and I saw it pop. I saw it pop in my comments and stuff, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" And I went up and I saw you had a show, and I listened to your show, and I liked your show. I thought what you and Jeff did was really good, and the rest was history from there. But yeah, I liked what you were putting out. You guys had a fun show. It was a good, really good fan wrestling podcast. You guys did a lot of fun stuff together, man. You and Jeff were a really good team.
We were good, but you know the history between him and I, and how flaky he was, which is unfortunate. I like working with Jeff, but he wasn't reliable, and he didn't want to do interviews because he didn't feel comfortable doing them, which is fine. I mean, I handled that part of it, but when I needed him to do stuff, he wasn't around. And then finally, when he wanted to get involved, he was pissed off that I did a quick ad read that you asked me to do when I was on vacation in fucking Florida, which I did for you. And then he found out about it and got pissed off and he left. And that's when him and Blake kind of got pissed off too and wanted to leave the network. And I know I had a public spat with the Grapplers, and I know you defended me. You did go on Midnight Mike's show without me because I thought it'd be a fucking duck hunt. I didn't want to fucking, I didn't want to get ganged up on by those guys. But I will give you credit. You had the balls to go on that show and defend me. So I will give you credit for that. And then when we started our partnership with Reality Check, we started a group chat on Twitter. Bang and Dang were in it. Jeff and Blake were in it. I think your dad might have been in it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he was actually.
I privately told everybody, don't get involved with the grappler. Like, let's just drop it. Let's stop talking about the grapplers and Kuhn and all this shit. And then I got pissed off at something that they did, and I tweeted publicly about it. And Blake and Jeff got pissed, and Bang and Dan got pissed, and they left. So I will take responsibility for that. But that all came around in the end in February of last year when you decided you didn't want to do shows with me anymore. And you messaged me at 10 o'clock on a Friday night and said, I have an attitude problem. Nobody wants to work with me anymore. We've lost too many people. And you kind of went off on me and you said, don't expect Richie to be there tomorrow to do the show because he was doing the flagship with me. And you're like, I don't feel good. I'm going to bed and I'm up fucking pacing all night because you dropped that bombshell out of nowhere without coming to me like a man and telling me that you had an issue with me. If we're supposed to be friends, which look, I told you I loved you plenty of times. I mean, I said the same. Very, very close. I was close to your family.
Yeah.
But the fact that you didn't come to me with that information really hurt me. And to drop a text like that on me, on a Friday night, just ding dong ditch, I was pretty fucking pissed off. And our relationship really went downhill from there.
Yep, absolutely.
But I mean, why didn't you bring it to my attention if you had a problem with me?
There was a lot of things that were going on at the time, and me and you could agree on this 100%. When you're trying to put something out there and you're trying to do something, you're trying to find a niche. You're trying to find any type of thing that's going to spark attention. And there was a lot of things that sparked a lot of negative attention. And let's just talk real here. Let's put the show aside for all the fans out there, the people looking for all the negativity and stuff. And let's just be real. We let our egos get the best of us a lot. And both of us got in, there was a lot of things that when we started losing people because they didn't want to work with you anymore. And a lot of people were getting tired of your attitude. And I should have come more forward right to you at certain points and said, hey, it's driving me crazy. To me, I'm trying to be a guy that was trying to find a way to appease everybody at that moment. And you know what? The reality is, no pun intended with that word, but the reality is we weren't equipped for it. We were trying to do as much as we could and work as hard as we could and put as much as we can out. And we lost track of what it was supposed to be. And it was supposed to be fun. And it came to a point where it didn't. And I didn't want to be bothered with the chore of it anymore at that point. It was becoming a chore to me to always have to be the intermediary between people because I didn't have a problem with any of these people. Let's be realistic. People want to come in and say things and I'm going to chime back at them with a joke back to them. But in all reality here is I didn't have any problems with those people beforehand. There was a lot of issues that people had with the way that you were acting. And I would try to defend you and that was on my fault on certain things. And I would get involved and it got stressful and it got tiring and it became a gigantic pain in the ass for me and it became not fun. And I wanted to distance myself from it at that point because it was making it not fun for me anymore. And it was too much stress constantly having to be that person that was always listening to everybody complain. And I got tired of it, and it wasn't the exact right way to handle it whatsoever. And I can admit fault in that. I've been admitted fault in that before, I'll be on here now and say, yeah, it could have been done, but there was a lot of things that could have been done differently. It's a lesson that we learn. We all learn lessons from our mistakes and our failures and the things that we don't do right. So all the jokes aside from the beginning, that's 100% what it is, man.
All right. I mean, I'll take you at your word on that. Let's get into a couple more comments here. Sonny Salem is in the house. Welcome, Sonny. Why are you making fun of Josh's learning disability and then blaming Chris?
I'm not making fun of Josh's learning disability. What I'm saying to Josh is that maybe he needs to get his hearing skills back. So That's what I'm telling him.
Our buddy Joe says everyone who works with you leaves. Pattern, but it's everyone but you, right? Sociopath?
No, I think when it comes to sociopaths, it's somebody that sits there week in and weeks out and does that stupid ass show that I hear that you do. That's pretty funny at some points, but all it is making fun of people and being a dick every second. And you know what? When you don't even have the Jones, the balls, the marbles to ever come and talk to somebody and you turtle up and act like you're a big time Charlie yourself.
Hey, leave Turtles out of this.
Hey, Turtles is a good guy. I like Turtles. When you want to act like a big time guy like yourself, you're the fucking sociopath, Feeny. You're an absolute clown, dude. And you want to put it on everybody else and say everything. dude, take your shit somewhere else, man, because you have had no stones to say anything forever. So you want to know if I do have a problem with a guy like Feeney? Absolutely, man. The guy is an absolute friggin' bitch when it comes to that stuff. So come on, Joe. Have a conversation. Like I've said before, you're not going to do it, man. Go ahead.
Well, let's unpack what he said. At least let's talk about it.
Sure.
We can somewhat agree that Bang and Dang and Blake and Jeff left because of me.
100%.
But then, I left and Richie left because he had a problem with you and your politics, because obviously you guys are two complete opposites.
Absolutely, 100%.
And he got wrapped up in that at a time.
So did I.
You had Corey on. He was on. Your dad didn't come with you when you came back. We can touch on that here in a second.
Sure.
Eli was on your team and then he left. Let's see who else. You were on Team JD for about
never on Team JD. Would get over that stupidity, man? The guy's an independent wrestler. He's friends with a friend of mine. He's a nice guy. It was a joke we were doing for the show, man. I like JD. He's a nice dude, man. Give me a break, dude.
He is a nice guy, but
he's a really nice guy. We're having fun on.
Know what happened with the Independent Spotlight series that you were?
It was absolutely terrible.
All right, I don't want to argue with that.
It was definitely like you want to do it and it's fun a little bit, but no, it's absolutely nothing I wanted to do, and it's not on anybody. I had no urge to want to end it. I thought I would want to do something with it with people to highlight them, and it just wasn't fun, dude. And okay. I'm doing this for fun.
All right. What about Sunny? What happened with Sunny?
Sunny, she wanted to go off and go do her thing with John Covey Cole there, and they wanted to go do their stuff together. She wanted to go off on her own, and I really haven't ever talked to Sunny ever since that point. So
ACC had a lot of choice words to say to me about you privately.
I'm sure.
You tried to take over his show.
Whose show?
His show, the Ramble, the shitty Ramble.
No, I wanted to try to help out with them, and he was going to take a break, and I said, it's fun. We have a good time doing live streams. It was fun. We were getting into going and doing some live stuff, and it was fun. And I think you can see the numbers on the show definitely have drastically decreased a little bit there, but
yeah, it's not that bad. I actually enjoy it. I like John.
John's a nice guy, man. He's a very nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but
I like John.
He was taking a break around WrestleMania, and he's pretty much, told me it was because of you. But.
No. We offered to help him out. That was the thing. But if people want to spin their logic on that stuff and say it the other way, we wanted to help them out, man. I didn't need to. Eli was the one that asked me and wanted to bridge us together to help us out or whatever and help him out because everybody had left him. So I didn't need to go over to that platform and go over there and do anything. It wasn't benefiting me any other. We met a few nice people through there. It was great. Whatever. I don't care. You're helping somebody else out. Do you think I want to sit there every Tuesday or Wednesday night at 7:00 at night and be grilled talking about the same thing we're going to talk about on our show? No. It was to help somebody else out and be nice. It was never to be a long-term thing. If you want to stay with them and do your thing with them. It's no problem.
What happened with the butthole?
Yeah, I had to say to them, I just stopped doing the podcast stuff at that point, man. Those were nice guys, and I hope they're doing well. I don't really know anything about what they've done since, and nothing but the best to them, but we stopped putting out shows. I didn't want to put out anybody else's shows after the debacle of us all breaking apart last year and anything like that. I got tired of putting out anybody else's stuff. It was nice to do some stuff with Sunny when she was there with us, or Chris, and helping them out, but then I wanted to make it a more consolidated effort. I didn't want to be wasting my time putting out a million other things for other people. Other people do that, great, man. Joe does that and does a good job at it, great. They're all doing that. That's their business, what they do. I have a full-time regular job. And I'd love to sit over there and say I could be Conrad Thompson, but let's be realistic. There's the big money's in it only for a few people.
So you don't think with everybody that have come and gone that maybe you're the common denominator of the whole situation, John?
No, I don't actually. I don't think all the time that I am. I think sometimes I'm a little bit too giving and nice to people and giving them spots and slots. And that's one of the things that maybe I have done in the past. Let's be realistic. Corey wants to say whatever. Eli wants to say whatever. Corey sucked. He was terrible. I did it as a favor to his friend and to try to help him out. And it became such a chore to deal with somebody that was so unstable at that point. There was no point to doing it. If I wasn't somebody else's cup of tea, if they didn't want to work with me for some reason, there was some few things with that. Sure. I'm not always going to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm a New Yorker. I'm a Northerner. That's the reality of the situation.
You're an upstate New Yorker, man. You're not.
I am a New Yorker, man. I'm from New York. I live 2 hours from the city, bro. My whole fucking family's from Brooklyn, dude. Okay?
I live an hour from the city in Connecticut. I didn't consider myself a
dude, I'm a New Yorker, man. New Yorkers are a different way, and they act a certain way. You guys all know that. You guys all worship Russo and all his brand and stuff. You can hear it with him. You're not everybody's cup of tea all the time. And you know what? I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea all the time, and neither are you. Neither is everybody.
I can assure you, you're not many people's cup of tea. I can
assure you a lot more than you think, man. But you know, you guys want to sit over there and act big time all the time. But the reality of the situation is, ain't nobody out here making $1 million off of this stuff except Conrad Thompson. So
no, that's true.
You know,
but there was a screenshot going around that before you left Podbean, and it shows what your numbers are. You had several 100,000 downloads.
Absolutely, 100%.
How? With no social interaction at all? No social media interaction at all?
You put your stuff out and you have a loyal core follower base. You put your things out on other platforms. We were putting our stuff out on Twitter. Twitter got taken down, I think it was earlier this year when we stopped putting things out. Hence when I left Podbean as well, too. Hence when I left Podbean. And I haven't been with Podbean since February. I stopped putting my stuff over there because I don't put audio out much anymore. And I'm not really, we're not going to be an audio focused show in the future. And we haven't been for a long time. So why would I have stuff with Podbean still when I'm not with Podbean, because I'm not putting out shows through Podbean?
I mean, you know, the narrative is that you were, you know, throttling your downloads or purchasing downloads. And
we've gone through this a million times and a million times over. And me and you have discussed this privately. It's not, people can say what they want to say, man. The podcasting market has dried out completely in a lot of ways for people. People's numbers have been overinflated forever. You know, we all know that. You know that. We've talked about that. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. We had a lot of people, and you even have said this to me. You know that a lot more people listen to your show than you see on your numbers.
That is true.
And
that is true. But when you do have a number that's public, like 300,000 or 500,000 or whatever it was, Feeney had told me his numbers privately, and he does some pretty big shows. I mean, for any of us to claim we're bigger than Conan, we'd be lying.
Not bigger than him.
You shouldn't have that many downloads.
We did. So it was a simple fact is we did. Okay.
We
did.
Okay.
We did. All right. You don't like it. You don't want to hear it. You don't believe it. That's all on you, man. I'm not out here on Twitter trying to entertain the Twitter public all the time. I'm not even on there anymore. Right. I haven't been on there in a long time.
We had smartest thing you've done.
I don't know about that, man. Like, there's a lot smarter things I've done to get off that disgusting platform. What do you guys gain out of being so negative, hateful, and mean all the time?
I don't know. Get My Go gets about 8,000 downloads, 10,000 downloads a week. So, I mean, a lot of people like it.
Are they making big money off of it? Are they cashing in on that big cheese?
I can't speak to that.
Because they're not, man. I know they're not. And, I've heard a lot of stuff about the Get My Go guys. And I heard that they like to have a lot of phony interactions and accounts too. But that's all hearsay because, once again, people can say what they want to say. They can put out the narrative that they want to put out. So that's not my place to discuss, their stuff like it isn't with mine. They don't know. They're not behind the scenes doing it. I'm not doing theirs. So, hey, great for them if they're getting 8,000 to 10,000 downloads a week. Great for anybody if you're getting 50 or 100. Good for you. Why do people give a shit so much?
Troy apparently was upset about the hour that you spent on Twitch one night, ripping.
It was 2 years ago, and Vince and I had a private conversation where I privately apologized to the dude, man. And I privately apologized to you, Troy, and I never said one negative thing about you ever again after that. And I even went on my show and said that I was wrong and that we were wrong for some of the ways that we handled things. So maybe you need to get out of your Markism for Vince Russo and realize that you want to play to the attention. You all want to be part of the show so much. You all want to be part of it, man. I apologize to the guy privately. I apologize to you privately, and I apologize to you publicly. And I publicly was a man and said I was wrong, and I was sorry if I was a part of that. You never did anything wrong to me, and that's fine. So, right there.
Although that was before castrating the bros 1 and 2.
What was that? Yeah, and that's what I said. That was a long time ago, man. That was, once again, as we said earlier, we all make mistakes along the way. People are trying to get attention in any way they can, and everybody thinks they're part of the show. Like everybody thinks they're part of the show on Twitter all the time and talking shit and saying what they got to say. Everybody's trying to gain an edge by being some certain way. And it was a big mistake to make, to sit over there and to try to be edgy and try to go over the top. It's not authentic. It's not real unless you got real heat with somebody. It was the wrong way to go about doing it. And it was a mistake that I made, that I've admitted I've made, and I'll admit I made right here. You know, it was not the right way to do things. It was something you live and learn along the way. And if people are going to continue to harp on it over 2 years later or 2+ years later, whatever the hell it is now, my God, get over it. Is your life that petty? Move on now. It's over. It's done.
I mean, I've been carrying resentment for 15 months. So, I mean, yeah. I understand it. I mean, it's hard to let go of that anger, dude. I mean,
now be authentic now. And this isn't for a show. This is between me and you talking as people. How do you think you've carried on? Because let's be realistic, and you can say it right on your show and you know it's true. I'm not going on about you every second, man. I'm not talking about you barely ever. Once in a great while. I don't want to talk about it, man. I want to go on there and on our show and have fun and talk about wrestling. We lost sight of it too many times, too many hurt feelings from people, too many poor actions on everybody's parts. Why don't you go and sit over there and do the same thing right now? Why don't you admit your fault in it now and how you acted?
I will admit I should not have taken it public. I've said a lot of shitty things in public. I've never backed away from that. Not once have I backed. I've been complicit in letting everybody know publicly how I think about you. And yeah, sure. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But recently, you probably haven't said anything about me. But it wasn't that long time. It wasn't that long ago on your Superstar shows when you're making comments about me being fat, or you'd find a fat kid in the audience, or
little joke here and there, of course.
Fat jobber. Oh, looks like Rad Rob Francois.
Sure. Little joke here and there, absolutely. Because when somebody's constantly saying hateful and mean things about you nonstop on Twitter, on Facebook, coming on your streams under 92 different accounts like you like to do and other people would do, coming and doing that stuff. Like, let's be realistic. What do you expect? I'm never going to respond. I'm a human being too. Like, if somebody wants to make a shitty comment to me that has absolutely no idea, really doesn't know me as a human being or as a person, and say that, go right ahead, man. Like you're going to sit over there and make that generalization all the time and think that you're never going to get a response from somebody? Absolutely not. Once in a while you do. I got some very thick skin on me, because if I took everything everybody said personally all the time, because the reality is, they're all going to flip on you or somebody else in the near future. That's what's happening.
Inevitable. It's inevitable.
It's going to happen. You know,
I don't even like the fact that I'm talking to you right now.
No, of course not, man. You know, do you know how many people, message me to try to get me to not come on here and talk to you? And I said, why would I not want to talk to the guy? Why would I not want to talk to him? I want to talk to him for 15 months. I genuinely like the guy. It was a bad, poor choice on both of our ends.
It was. Absolutely.
And let's throw all the jokes out right here. Let's throw all the jokes out, all the things that were said. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. And you know what? If I fire back at you for somebody saying something here tonight or whatever it might be, there's things that I mean, and there's things that I say out of anger too, like anybody else. Do I like Joe Feeney? Absolutely not. Does he like me? Absolutely not.
He's got plenty to say. I don't know if you want to read any more of what he has to say.
I don't really care to see what people have to say on that right now. I'm discussing this with you, not them. So, if people want to have a conversation, they can have a conversation with me and talk to me. This is me talking to you. So you want to go in and play for the show there, that's fine. But this is two people that are talking, and two people that made mistakes along the way too. And you know what? And I speak for myself, if I wronged you in some terrible way and you think I'm some big piece of shit and I did something to impact your life in a negative way, then here it is right now. Come and tell me, and I'll apologize to you if I think that I did the wrong part there to you in any way. So, if you think I did attack you or say something bad about you, or I fired back at you wrong here, I'm only a human being too, and it takes so much. So I'm going to give it right back to you at certain points. But if I upset you in any way to impact your life and make you feel wrong, then bad or whatever, listen, we're having a show. You can only poke so much fun at me before I'm going to respond to. It doesn't mean it's right on my part too. That's why I've scaled back on those things, and I'm not doing it because it's not the right way to act. And I like to think we're all better people than that. So, guilty too. Human being.
One thing you did do, which to me is, a friend doesn't do that to another, is I confided in you privately about my arrest.
Mm-hmm.
You told other people about it.
And I'd like to say that with that is that was not the right thing to do, to tell Richie about that.
You think?
No, it wasn't, dude. But did I ever go out there publicly and do that before you started chiming in a million times and saying a million and one shitty things about me and making fun of my transgressions? Once again, let's go back to this. This is like kindergarten logic that we're having with each other. We both acted like shitheads at certain points, and we said shitty things and did shitty things. You know what that shows? That we both had some pretty shitty qualities to us and have some growing that we needed to do from that. Both of us, myself included. So
I mean, you're a counselor, dude. Like, that's private information.
Well, you're not my patient, first off. You're my friend, and I made a poor choice because I got tired of dealing with your shit at certain points, Rob, and dealing with the grumpiness, the rudeness, just the crass behaviors. And honestly, a lot of other people had at that point too, but this isn't other people. This is me and you. And you know what? If I did that for somebody and said something that I shouldn't have like that, you know what? 100%, man, I'm wrong. So my apology.
I mean, I had to go public about it because you threatened to hold it over my head.
Because you went out there and sat over there and made insinuations that are completely false and inaccurate and that could have affected my ability to make a living. And don't even sit over there and try to say that you think that that's not true, because you know the struggles and the things that I went through. You know the private nature. You took private things of my life and decided to make a joke out of them a million times over. So if you got a response back from somebody to say that to you, you know what, man? I didn't go out there. I told you I wasn't going to sit over there and cut a show on you before and discuss our breakup and why we weren't working together. You're the one that wanted to get a leg up on me and try to bury me and go and bury me with other people for attention. That wasn't the other way around, man. I didn't want anything to do with that. I wanted you to be successful.
Richie and I went out there and told the truth based on our I don't want to say opinions, but based on our perspective.
Yeah.
And I never once said you were on drugs. I never, ever, ever, ever said you were on drugs.
That's the one show I heard where you guys had a lot of jokes, man. And I've heard you guys have made a lot of jokes through the years.
I said I wasn't going to speak to that. All I said was that you may be showing some characteristics that would show that, but I never once admitted or even said that you were on drugs.
Nah, you can play this. You just did it a few weeks ago. It was Wanglin and Martin would call it Saturday night. Remember that comment?
That's 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
I'm talking about the show that we did.
I'm talking about it. I'm talking about what you've done through a million times over, and you have done. Okay. So I'm just talking about what the narrative has been forever, man. I'm not going out there to fucking bury your shit out there to people at that point. You're constantly coming at me. Like I said, once again, I'm a human being and can only take so much from somebody.
Like the Rise videos?
Oh, the Rise videos were fun there, buddy.
Little cryptic pictures that you
maybe a little bit, yeah.
Joe's a cheesesteak.
Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit.
You don't think that hurts my job perspectives?
I don't think so, because you really have to go out there and seek that out, because it wasn't like I was sitting over there and blowing that up to put that out there, man. It was a little cryptic thing, a little tease, a little fun thing. That was that, man. Well, because you know what? Once again, you can only take so much from people sometimes.
Well, your buddy Christopher had no problem showing a background check publicly on your platform, which that's is, by the way, that arrest is expunged. He brought up information that is not public, and I could sue his ass into oblivion for that.
It was a public record, wasn't it?
It was. It's no longer public, John.
Well, how did he get it then?
A background check.
Okay, from a public record site that they got it from.
That record is sealed, dude. That's the only way you can do it is by paying to find that out.
Do you really think that he really paid to find out what your background was? Which, once again, you'd have to talk to him about that.
I mean, he said it.
Yeah, well, once again, that's between you guys to take up with. I had nothing to have any part of that. That's not my show. If the show came down, I don't want that on there, and I told him I don't want that stuff on there. I'm not getting involved in that stuff. If you guys want to talk, that's between you two, man. This is 100% between me and you to talk. I don't care about the peanut gallery. Let's move on and end this, man. We're grown-ups. I'm 39, and how old are you? What, 46?
Come on, man. I'm not that old. I'm 45.
All right, yeah, my fault. Yeah,
try to make me fucking older than I am. That's great.
So let's throw it out there, and let's once again throw it out there the right way. There was a lot of mistakes done on both parts. Can we agree to that?
We can agree to that. Yes.
Do we both have some pretty heavy egos at some points?
Oh, I still do.
I still do as well, and I'm learning.
Down from that. Yes. I'm fucking Rad Rob for a reason.
Hey, everybody's got egos at their own points, man. And it's one thing that gets the best of us. We all try to, get a piece of the pie and get that little thing and, of notoriety or attention. And it doesn't always get the right attention all the time. And as I said earlier, it's not always the right thing to do. And those are the lessons that you learn in life. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect souls and perfect people when we make mistakes. And, we live and learn from them. And I'm trying to be a better person to live and learn from my mistakes as well. As I think I've learned more from mistakes and failures in life than I've ever had from any successes. And lots of great things have come in my life and I'm so proud of and happy for, but I've also had some things where we're all not proud of, and I'm not proud to act like a 2-year-old, and I'm not going to sit over there and act like a 2-year-old anymore and have this petulant child syndrome where we're bickering back and forth. I want the best for you. I'd hope you want the best for me. And I really hope that you have all the nice things in life that you deserve, and everybody else out there too. Cut the bullshit. That's it.
I mean, I can thank you for letting me go, because, I am doing bigger and better things than would have been done. I mean, I've been on Hameen for the last 8 months. I'm making the transition over the Realm, and there's shows for them. So
nice, dude.
I do have to thank you for that, because that probably wouldn't have happened.
Well, I'm happy for you, man. I really hope you do well with that, and hope it's a long-lasting, good relationship for you. And I hope you have a lot of nice successes for yourself.
I appreciate that. And I've told the guys that Get My Go several times that they can all thank you for the success of the show.
Sure.
By ragging on you for the last year.
Whatever. I don't take myself seriously. Let's be real. We have fun. We're goofing around. It's a wrestling show. I don't take myself seriously on that stuff.
I will publicly admit that I had your Facebook pages taken down.
I know you did.
You don't understand what transformative content.
Well, I learned a little bit on that one too. Yeah. So I had to learn, a little bit on that one through the process. Yeah. Well, it's a learning process in life.
Yeah, so. I mean, showing clips is one thing. Showing full shows.
Yeah, hey, I'm living and learning, man. Like we all are. It's a learning process, and hey, mistakes on me, and we're having fun now doing it a different way and the correct way now.
The fun way.
The fun way.
Speaking of the fun way, why did you think Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops was a good idea? Like putting everybody on one feed. It's not a network, it's a feed, it's the fun feed. Everybody has to say, everybody gets to use the Twitter account, which nobody used that Twitter account.
Nobody was ever on social media but me anyways, and that's why I don't like social media, so hence that's why I'm not on it.
You've always said that, but when you announced that on Effing For Real, all of a sudden Blake and Jeff were gone. Did they not want to be part of that?
I think Jeff did, and Blake wanted to go with Joe, and hey, that's cool, man. He wanted to go with Joe, and how did that work out for him?
I don't know. I don't stay involved in that.
Yeah, I don't think it worked out too well. Hopefully Blake's a nice guy and Jeff's a really good guy. And I talk to Jeff, every couple weeks or so. I'll drop him a message, see how he's doing. Haven't talked to Blake. He's a nice guy. Joe's a good producer, all bullshit aside, and does good stuff. And Blake made a good choice to go with somebody. So hey,
okay.
I don't know if it worked out.
There's something that's known in the Get My Go community of the compliment sandwich. This is what you do. You'll say, Joe's a great guy, great producer, does great things. I love him, but man, he's a real fucking piece of shit. But really, I hope nothing but for the best for.
Well,
for
am I lying when I'm saying that he does a good job on certain things and has some nice successes that he has? I'm not. Do I think he's a good human being? No, I don't think he's a good human being.
Then build them up again. It's the compliment.
No, you can sit over there and say something decent about somebody and then not like them too. Me and you aren't going to be writing Christmas cards to one another, but I can say you got some good talents and nice things and qualities about you buried inside of you too. Everybody does.
Buried inside of me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, everybody does.
Yeah.
So
that's.
You want to call it a compliment sandwich? You want to say whatever? Fine.
I think it's kind of funny, actually, but I mean,
it's trying to look at the positive, even when sometimes people are the negative or things are the negative.
Okay, that's fair. It's brought up quite a bit that you butchered the English language.
Well, I am a New Yorker, so let me just say that album.
Yeah, album. Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, that's true, but you have been very open about your many degrees and all your education that you've had, but yet you're not good at English.
No, I'm pretty good at English when I sit there and I always think it through. So when you're on the fly on a show and you're just putting something out there and you're live or you're saying something or you're doing whatever, you're just having fun. You're not always thinking the same way when you would if you were to do it in a different setting. You're out there and you're having fun. You're cutting up. You're having a good time. Okay, so do I butcher a word or so here and there? Sure. More than a few times? Sure. But let's be realistic. We're on a show, man. We're talking and we're having fun. And if you got a problem with me butchering a word, you might need to sit over there and move on with your life because it's kind of sad.
Well, why did you put wrestling with reality aside and move to Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops? You already had an established brand.
You know, because people were shitting on it so much at that point, there was so many people piling up on it that I wanted to try to have a different start from things. And I wanted to try to move on to something different and maybe move on to a different name. And as much as I love the name Wrestling with Reality and the good stuff we did, the bad stuff we did, all the stuff in the middle, you know, it was time to bury it at that point. We tried to bring it back and it was fine. But every second I tried to do something, you guys are trying to cancel me and getting rid of me on a platform. So you know what? It's enough. It says it right there. It's time to move on from there. And it is retired. It's dead. It's done. It's not coming back.
But then you brought it back like a few months later.
No, that's what I'm saying. The last time that we did it, we didn't like the name Cheap Heat, Cheap Pops as much as it didn't fit. It's just the whole thing. It's just, I always like the name. I'd still love to have the name, to be honest with you. But every time I look around, somebody's trying to make this personal in life and always trying to mess with somebody's stuff that they're trying to do. And I'm not going on your streams and trying to mess with you. I'm not trying to get you shut down, man. I'm not trying to do that to you. I don't even know what you're talking about much. So the only time I see it is when somebody sends it to me. I see it once in a while on passing or whatever it is or whatever, man. I don't have the time for that. Like, I'm not trying to sabotage your stuff. That's so petty, man, all the time. And you know what? People sit over there and say, oh, you guys did it to us once. Dude, you've done it a million times back and a million times over, and you can lie and say you haven't, but you have. And why am I going to sit over there and keep trying to continue on with that? It's done. It's over. Move on.
I mean, I had a legitimate axe to grind. I can't speak for anybody else. I can't speak for all the people that follow that, you know, get my go in the show and all that, all that don't like you. But I mean, it all started with me. And I've had this argument with Joe. You know, I told him without me, there would be no Get My Go. I mean, Richie and I were the first ones to go on the Durban show and tell everything that happened from our point of view. And then Hughley and Durban spawned Get My Go from that eventually.
Sure.
But I will admit that I did not handle things the correct way because I've been carrying this around for 15 months. You were a good friend of mine.
Sure.
We were in business together.
Sure.
You know, when I got cut loose, that was a huge blow, dude. I mean, we had big plans. Yeah,
we did.
We had really big plans to try to grow Rally Check.
We did, you know, and sucks.
I've carried that around for a long time, dude.
Yeah, I have too, man.
And
I have too.
I am the type of guy where I will not fucking rest until I bury somebody in the ground, metaphorically speaking. That's just me. I was not willing to let it go. I mean, I would just get incensed and enraged at just hearing your voice.
I hope you work on that, man, because that's not a healthy way to be, dude.
It's not. Hence the reason why we're here now, because I do want to end this. I do want to squash this because it's not right to carry that around anymore.
Yeah, that's why I sent you That's why I sent you a message, dude.
No, I know.
You know,
and I'm glad you did because it was good timing because I was already, you know, in my own head saying at some point I have to let this shit go. I have too many other things going on.
Sure.
I have projects to take on that I don't need to be wasting negative energy on you anymore.
No, you don't.
Because there's more to life than just carrying resentment over a fucking podcast or some Twitter bullshit.
Amen to that.
You know, so that's why I wanted to kind of just settle this with you. And I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for it. And, you know, if the guys from Get My Go have a problem with it, that's on them. They're still my friends. You may not like them, but I've gotten to know them all. And I think they're all great. I mean,
cool.
You know, whatever is with them is on you. But
dude, there ain't 1 minute of my life where I think about that other than when we're talking about it right now. When I hang up here, it's going to be life as usual, man, and moving on and having a good thing. I mean what I say. What's the past is the past, and what people say is what people said. What I've done is what I've done, The good things I've done, the bad things I've done, the good things you've done, everybody, it's all the past. It's time to move on towards the future. And we all need to learn a lesson from the stupidity of how we both acted at certain points and just move on from it. So
Uzi has zero heat with me.
Good, man. I'm glad. Good.
What do you think of Uzi?
I used to like Adam, and then he just became a really cringy folk, to me. Like, it is what it is. Adam's always playing up for comedy in his own mind and has, fun on his mind. But, man, not much goes through my mind when I think about Adam. It's been a long time since
he gets a lot of great guests. I wish I could.
Good, man. I mean, I know he used to get some really good guests. It's been a long time since I've listened to it, so I'm sure he still gets really good people, man.
He is funny, though. Like, really. I mean, he might not get
say completely different, so...
yeah, because I'll truth be told, I never listened to a show, but he is really funny now that I've gotten to know him. Like, I think he's hilarious. When I pop in, I feel good because he's got a great sense of humor. I
used to have some fun doing shows with him. We used to have some fun cutting it up and doing whatever, man. Adam,
I understand half the shit he says all the time anyway.
I know. It is what it is, man. Adam, I'm sure he's got a good market for him, and he does a nice show, and good for him.
Joe says same, express it privately as well. No, Joe told me he didn't have any heat with me talking to you.
Cool. Well, I don't want you to have any heat with anybody, man. I don't want anybody to have any heat with anybody. So I throw it out there to anybody out there. If you want to message me privately, you want to tell me I'm an asshole and tell me why, and tell me why you don't. Great. Let's talk about it. That's it.
True.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Did he get heat for doing that interview? I don't.
Yeah, he did. Well, a lot of people thought it was a puff piece. That
wasn't a puff piece. We had a normal conversation.
Yeah, people expected him to go harder at you, I guess, but it didn't happen.
Well, what are we going to do? Fight? I never had an argument with Drew in my life.
No, it's true. It's true.
I like Drew. He's a nice guy. Me and his brother, a little spat. Tang's a nice guy too, man.
He does fantastic signs too. I'm just going to give him.
Yeah, he's really talented. Go out and buy a sign from Routed Designs Custom Signs.
Yes, definitely check that out because, in fact, I just had him do a new one for my new network and gaming.
Hey, that's great. So, that's great. Well, I know if I'm going to buy a sign, I'm going to go through him too.
I've gotten to know Eli Brazil pretty well over the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened with you guys.
Jesus Christ, man.
He is a very, very talented graphic artist.
He did some good ones. He did this one for you for the show, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, nice stuff, man. That's a good that's a really nice graphic.
He did my logo for the Drake show that's coming up. He is very good, and he's a nice guy, but I don't understand where it went south between you two.
Because I didn't defend Corey, because I didn't defend him when other people were going crazy on him. And that's where I see the thing. And Eli is a very sensitive guy to certain things, and very, I'm not going to get into his past or anything like that. And I'm not going to discuss him in that level, but he's a guy that goes really strong on certain things. Man, I can't count how many times I was a nice friend to Eli when he was going through issues that I sat through and talked to him, along with Corey, and, they want to think what they want to think, right? Did I bury part of Corey earlier, and do I stick to what I said? 100%, man. I hope you got some help for your drinking and stuff, and it was crazy. It was absolutely wild with some of it. I'm not going to defend that. I'm not going to sit over there and play some guy threatening to murder somebody on my show, man, and put that out there. It was crazy. And then quitting back and forth, and I don't defend him for that. I'm not going to defend somebody. If somebody that I'm friends with does that, I'm not going to defend them for that. No, it's not the way to be. It's a show, and you can get angry about it or whatever it is, but people know what they're getting involved in. But Eli is a very talented designer, and that's not a puff piece or anything like that for somebody, or a compliment sandwich. He's a very talented designer and does a really nice job. Yeah, he did beat me. He did beat me in fantasy football there. So I think we had a couple pretty close games there, but he definitely did beat me. So I give him that.
Midnight Mike wants to know about your fig collection that took you a while to amass. People have said that. In fact, I've even said that you spent several $1,000s on that. Is that true?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. 100%, man. Okay. I work very hard in life, and I make a nice income, and so does my wife, and we have a nice income. So why should I not spend on certain things that I've grown to like? And it's not a long time. Richie got me back into it. I was into it very much when I was a kid, and I had a very massive collection for many years, but unfortunately in 2006, we had a massive flood up here. So all my stuff that was in my parents' house got destroyed. And Richie got me back into it because he knew it was something that I loved. And, he just got me back into it, man. And it was something that was fun for me.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Fig Life then, just
Mm-hmm.
real quick for a second, just to squash,
Sure.
the information that's been put out there.
Mm-hmm.
Your episodes went from 25, 50, 100 downloads to 2,500 overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And several episodes did that.
Sure. We had some good episodes, man.
Yeah, but they never went any higher.
I couldn't even remember what they were back right now. I'm sure we hit several thousand on several of them.
So you never bought any downloads
Never.
for your YouTube channel?
Never bought downloads for the YouTube channel. Come on, man. I mean, this has been forever, this narrative. People can say what they want, think what they want. There's a big market in the figure collecting world, man. And Richie really opened up my eyes to a lot of that stuff and showed me a lot of that stuff. So absolutely not. But did we have fun doing the show? Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. It was nice. I mean, Richie's very passionate about it.
Oh, he is. He is. But I mean, it's just weird that they went to like 2,500 and
no, but our first few episodes had been a few hundred downloads on them, and then we had done an episode that came out around the Royal Rumble time frame when they had come out with the new Macho Man character. I remember it was the Royal Rumble edition or something like that, and we had put that episode up because Richie had gotten it like one of the first days or something. It came out. We put an episode up on it, and I think we got about like 1.5, 1.6 thousand, and then we just started growing and getting a nice little collection coming through there.
But if people are that interested, they'd still be watching it. But the numbers haven't changed. Like, I mean, look, let me use an example. I have a video on my gaming channel where it's my created entrance for my 2K19 character.
Okay.
I have like 19 to 20 something thousand downloads. I get comments and likes and views still every day from 2 years ago. So if people really were that interested in the Fig channel, your numbers would still be going up, but they capped off at like 2,300.
Okay, because we haven't promoted it in a year and a half, man. We haven't put anything into it.
I don't promote anything for that video that I did.
But you promote your channel all the time.
I mean,
you promote your channel all the time. When have I promoted that channel? Not since we stopped doing it last year. It's been over a year and a half ago or something now. What, 15, 16 months ago? We haven't put anything up on it. I don't even know if is it still up. I don't even know if it's still up. Because I don't have anything to do with it.
You change it from Fig Life to Wrestling with Reality.
Yeah, we had changed it the one time there when we were going to do some stuff with it, and we never did anything with it, man. We didn't want to go that medium. We didn't want to do it. You know, people are going to come every second and say shit things all the time just to be dickheads and all that stuff. There's no point to it.
Well, you did relaunch your YouTube for a few weeks when you did this.
Yeah, we were playing around with it a little bit just to see what, I haven't been on YouTube in so long really for that stuff because it's such a toxic community, people would just come to say negative things from Get My Go. So for me, I didn't want any part of that stuff, man, on there with it, honestly.
But I mean, you already had the built-in subscribers. Why would you start over?
Because why would I sit over there and do with something again? I would have loved to. Why do you think I started over on this new show name and everything? Because I want to start it fresh. I want to get rid of the old things that we did before. This is something new that we're doing. We're trying to do it new. It's fun to sit over there again and do something for fun, to sit over there and put it out again and to see where it goes from there. So what's wrong with doing that? What's wrong with doing that?
Ask him why. Adam wants to know, why do you think YouTube videos got thousands?
There was people commenting, Adam, and I turned my comments off on things because you guys would come and be complete trolls. That's exactly why, because you'd become and be complete trolls. And we would get people that would come and comment on things. There was, man.
I mean, you could ignore those comments and let everybody else.
Because when you got negative people, everybody wants to hop on the negative train and to be an asshole. It's easier to be a jerk all the time than it is to be somebody that just sits over there and either says something nice or just doesn't say something at all. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants to say it because you know what? Let's be realistic. Once again, you want to go back to the clip that you played earlier. People wouldn't have the balls to say it to your face 98% of the time. Okay. Right. And that's the one thing you can bet the bank on, man, when it comes to me. I would say what I'd say right to your face right now if I was right there with you, and you know that I would, and you know that's the type of human being that I am. And I highly doubt 98% of the people out there would do the exact same thing.
100%. No, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there. I'm not going to.
There's a lot of damn keyboard warriors. So what do I want to sit over there and do it with? We've been going an hour.
Yeah, that video's got
cool.
Still, cool. I mean, it's random.
Yeah, but you're putting it out there all the time,
Yeah.
Because I haven't sat over there. Who's that? What's his name? Karen Winter.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be.
Yeah, was that Karen Winter, one of his 97,000 things? Because when I haven't sat over there and actively put out for that stuff in a long time, why would I? because once again, I'm going back to the point is if that stuff is going to come, it'll come. We're going on to our finish up here because we're at an hour, and I told you I got about an hour free because we talked a little bit before. But the reality is, if you don't like my stuff and you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you don't like me for some reason, you got a problem, and I did wrong to you in any way, why don't you email me like a normal human being and tell me you want to talk? We can have a conversation. It's as simple as that. If you don't want anything to do and listen, you want to just be a jerk and stuff, just keep it somewhere else, man. It's really simple. And the same with you. I want the best for you, man. Hopefully you do great things. I hope the best for you in your life. I told you before I wasn't going to come on here and get in a pissing match and arguing with you and yelling at you. We're going to agree to disagree on some things, but the reality of the situation is we both acted like gigantic assholes at points.
No, that's true. We've been pretty simple. I'm just
100%.
I'm throwing questions out there that
sure, throw them out there. I came on your platform, man. This was you. I'm not sitting out there and highly promoting this on mine. I think I mentioned it once or twice on my thing for you because I told you I threw it out there a couple times on my end there for you, but I'm not mentioning it because I didn't want anything to do with it on my platform. True. I don't.
Drew wants to know, please clear up the story with Steve
please.
Wrestling Inc. regarding that you died.
Yes, please do, because that's the same person. No, I don't deflect everything, Eli. You turtle up on things and you run away on things. So let's address that. I'm not deflecting anything. Sitting over there.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you. Somebody texted, I think it was Durban from an unknown number, asking if the news was true that you died.
Yep.
We still don't know who that was. It was a burner, a number or whatever. We have no idea who started that rumor.
Yep. And they sent a message to me and my wife, of all people. They got my number, sent it to me and my wife. And it upset my wife because she's like, why would people be continuing on with this nonsense and be finding my number to message me and to ask it? She said, that's sick. That's cruel humor. I talked to the dude on the phone. He said he worked for Wrestling Inc. He said that he ran I think it's called Warrior Wrestling in Chicago. Is that something that's
I don't know.
Yeah. He said that he had saw that on the social media there and that he believed it had come from Mike and that he wanted to confirm the story. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm 100% alive. And that's when he gave me the line of the Andy Kaufman of podcasting or something, and I thought it was funny. I was like, no, dude, I'm not dead. Like, imagine the sickness of people to send messages to my phone, to text me on my time and my free when you don't know me and you know that they've done that.
No, I know. And somebody else texted you a couple months back and you thought I was behind it, but I mean, I wasn't.
And you told me you weren't. And what did I say? I believe you.
Yeah. And I still don't know exactly who that was or why they would have done that, but you got a lot of heat, brother.
Hey, that's life. That's the past, man. It's the heat. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea every second, and you're not going to be, and so's not everybody else out there. So that's the reality of life. I've said it. I've said my piece. If I made mistakes, I accept my mistakes. I try to learn from them and grow from them. It's as simple as that. I'm a human being too. You want to bring that up like really fast. I got to say this. You want to bring up the big C claims is. I have seen the scars and the surgery stuff. So if you want to sit over there and call the morality of somebody else out for those things, they're not here to defend themselves. No, I'm talking about where you're talking about for cancer stuff. So I have seen scars from things like that and things that have happened. So you can deal with that with him. And if Chris tells me something is true, Chris is my friend and I'm going to believe what Chris says. And I don't have any reason to think that he's not.
But when I messaged him on Twitter, he said he never ever said that he had cancer. And then I showed him his tweet, and 5 days later, he still hasn't answered me.
Because he probably wants nothing to do with you and finally took the lesson from me that it's stupid to sit over there and continue to have a pissing match with somebody back and forth. And if you want to deal with that claims with him or anybody else does, you can deal with Chris Martin on it and talk to him, and he can answer your question. I'm not Chris Martin. I am John. So.
Well, thank God you're not Chris Martin, because nobody wants to be him. But.
Well, I think Chris is a really good dude, and I like Chris. And if you guys have heat with him, that's between you. We're not here to talk about Chris.
Oh, there's nuclear heat with him,
and I'm sure. And they'll spin it and deflect it to somebody else soon to sit over there and mask their shortcomings.
Yeah, no, I mean it is what it is. I mean, if you believe him, that's one thing.
I mean,
Can you see why nobody thinks he's trustworthy because he flip flops? I mean, all the time.
Chris has always been trustworthy with me, and Chris has always been good with me, and has always been a good friend to me, and somebody that has always had my back, and I have Chris's back. And I'm not here to discuss Chris Martin, and you guys can discuss it with Chris Martin.
All right.
You know, 100%, man. I told you that right from the start.
I asked the questions. I do.
And I'm not here to discuss anybody else. I'm here to discuss John.
No, I get it. I do have to show you one picture that I actually think is kind of funny. Hang on. This was. I'm not gonna say who made these, but that's a classic.
Hey, wonderful, man! Look at that, nice.
I do like that one.
Somebody's got a little bit too much time on their hands.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, nice. Hey, I like that one. Good job, Eli.
The Book of Langley.
Hey, there you go. Come on out.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, let's take the cross and put that on there. Nice.
This one I just got today. That's
nice.
That's actually,
the people that make those things, you have to look at your life and what you're doing, and that all the time that it's consuming you to make those things, and to realize that that's pretty fucking pathetic. So,
real quick before we wrap it up, I just want to touch on a couple of things that we didn't get to. What really happened with this guy?
He's a nutcase, an absolute nutcase, and Vampiro was somebody we tried to help. I offered it to you right off the bat. You wanted nothing to do with him.
No, I didn't. I wasn't a fan of his.
So, and I should have listened on Vamp. The guy's crazy. And how many podcasts has he had since now?
Yeah, I don't even know. 3, 4. Yeah.
5, 6. What is he doing? Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. What happened with these guys?
Dan was really a busy guy, and we just couldn't narrow it down to the times. He was traveling a lot at that point. Don was very sick with his surgery. He didn't have the equipment set up. Dan didn't have the equipment set up. It just wasn't meant to be. Dan and Don are doing a nice show on YouTube now. I heard it's doing good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Dan's a super dude, and Don is funny as hell. We have some funny Don moments on the show. I saw a recent clip of him drinking from a horse bucket of horse water. Guy's hilarious.
He's out there. I will.
He is way out there. He is way out there.
He's a special breed.
Yeah, he is.
Well, I don't know if the haters are gonna enjoy how this show. I mean, a lot of people expected you to, I won't say deflect, but in some people's minds, not tell exactly the truth. But if you say you're 100% truthful with everything you said tonight,
100%.
I can't confirm or deny. I mean, I don't have a choice but to take you at your word.
I don't have a choice but to take you at your word. Right.
No, we both said we were gonna. We both said we were going to lay off each other, and then we just got right back into it again. But
hey, it happens once in a while. But I say it right here, and I really hope you do well with your life, and I really hope all the good things happen to you with whatever you're going to do with podcasting, and hopefully all the great things happen to you. You got a wonderful family and good people, and I know you got a real sweet family. So I really hope that you and your family have a good life.
And I do wish the same for you.
Thank you.
When it's all said and done, I love your dad. I love your wife. You have kids as well.
Yeah.
Your son's coming back from overseas. So
yeah, he's doing great, man.
Never ever we've said some pretty shitty things about you, but we always commended your son for going into the armed forces. So that is a
kid, man.
Cool thing, and there is one little thing that people kind of took contention with, and you can explain this real briefly. I'm just trying to fill the holes before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
You went on your show and said that you didn't want to be here. I got the clip here.
Okay.
I don't want to be Johnny fucking podcasting anymore.
Nope.
So you said you wanted to take time off and spend it with your son before he was getting deployed.
And I did.
12 days.
No, there was more than that. My son is a kid too, man. He's 19. He was 19 years old when he went in. Do you think that he wanted to spend every last waking minute with his dad before he went off to boot camp? Okay. So let's be realistic. We had a lot of fun on the times that we did, but my son was going out with his girlfriends and having a good time too, and his buddies before he left as well. So yeah, listen, there's one thing people never want to ever go down with is the commitment that I put into my family, and I always have. And how much I love my kids and the time that I do spend with my kids and the time that I do cherish with them. I don't sit over here and do shows early at night like this normally. You know that.
Right. No. Sure. You don't.
I don't.
I just want to clear it up because you said you want to spend time with him, and then
I did, man.
you were back on the air 12 days later. So
I spend a lot of time with my kids, man. Especially spend a lot of time with. Listen, I don't blame him. When I would come home on leave before I was married, I didn't want to be spending time with my dad every second either. So
I like your dad. I would spend time with your dad.
He's a lot of fun too, but you want to go out with, when you're 19, 20 years old, or for me, when I was coming home at 22 years old before I got married, you want to go out and have fun. You want to go out with your buddies and have a good time. You don't want to hang out with your mom and pops all the
time. I have to get this out just because Josh has said it 3 times already.
I have never talked to you, Josh. You mentioned it on the show. You sent me messages, dude. Get a clue on this, Josh. I'm telling you right now, man. I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay? You send me messages, man. Before you sent me messages. All right? Seriously, dude. Like, I'm not picking on you, Josh. I'm not saying anything. I'm going to say this nicely to you, bro. I don't know what land you're living in to think that I am ever engaging about big Josh Hinkle. Okay?
He's a good guy. I mean, he is a good friend of mine.
Awesome, dude, man. I hope he is, man. And
he is a nice guy. I just
I mean,
with you, bro. I mean, it just
and a lot of people got to eat with you too, man. It's how it goes in life. Yeah,
I still think more people don't like you than they like me.
Well, when you're looking at the cesspool of Twitter, then I don't know how much stock I take in that right there. I live in a world of reality and real people most of the time. I'm not sitting over here and living in this delusional Twitter world of YouTube and get my go all the time where that's it for me, man. So
you should sit down and watch the show, though. Like, seriously, you would be pretty impressed with the production value.
I'd imagine Mike is a good video guy.
Fantastic. He's the best producer,
good, man. Yeah, cringy a little bit, but yeah, he can produce stuff. So compliment sandwich rolled in there for you.
What's up with your hair?
What's that? Nothing's wrong with my hair. What's wrong with my hair?
It's just it's not standard issue.
What do you mean standard issue? Like military?
Right.
You want me to have a flat top still, man?
I don't know. It's a different look for you. It's the buds on the side, but the comb over on the top. I mean,
I changed it up about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I saw you got into good shape though. Actually, I will commend you for doing that because I clearly have not.
To be honest, I got to have my knee replaced here very soon. So honestly, my injuries have compounded really bad, and I have to get my knee done really in the next couple months when I get back from vacation. So I really tried to get back into shape, but it's really hard for me, man. I suffered some pretty bad injuries when I was in, and unfortunately, I'm 39 and I got the knees of like a 60-plus-year-old that's been completely damaged. So, they've been giving out on me a lot. I actually had a really bad fall a few weeks back, from it when my leg gave out. So, I go into the surgeon next week, but it looks like I'm going to have to either get a partial or full replacement done. So I tried to get in better shape and, work on those things and stuff and health-wise and get more rest and all that stuff. But it's been a struggle. It's hard when you're really hurt. So
that's unfortunate. I am sorry to hear that. I don't wish
it's life, man.
I don't wish that on anybody.
No, it's life, dude.
Maybe
we all go through things. Well, yeah. It's not good to wish it even on him.
Vacation in one of your 3 homes.
Well, we're actually going to the Outer Banks this year, Joe. And yes, I do have 3 homes. I have 2 homes in New York. I have the one that I live in right now. I have another one that I rent out. And then I also have another one in the Philippines, Joe. And I do have a beach condo that we have right out there in Florida. It's a timeshare that we have. So I do have that. And this year we are going to the Outer Banks. So we rented a beach house out for 10 days out in the Outer Banks. Not one of mine, no.
I've never been there, but
I've never been either. So it's a first for us. We're kind of looking at some new places that we might want to live in about 5 or 6 years when my daughter graduates. So we're checking out the different beach places because me, I like the ocean.
Yes, no, I know you are a big fan of that. My wife is too. We're going to Florida in October for her 40th birthday.
Oh, beautiful! Where are you going?
I forgot the name of the town, but it's somewhere near the Keys. It's
that's great, man. That's a beautiful area down there.
Yeah,
we're looking maybe Florida, but we want to check out North Carolina first. So and see. My mom does live in my real mom's in North Carolina, but she lives inland. So we're looking at somewhere in the coast and checking it out.
Gotcha. Well, John, I know we're over the allotted time limit, but you did have the balls to show up on my show, and I do appreciate you for showing up and answering the questions.
Always.
Oh God, Joe loves you so much. I don't know. Nate, let's just do a quick little name game, just real quick. I'll throw you a name. You give me the first couple things that pop in your head. All right.
Sure.
I know you've already kind of covered this already, so this might be redundant, but
Okay.
Vince Russo.
Cringe.
Okay. Jeff Lane.
I would say talented.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, you probably expect me to go the other way. Talented.
I did, actually. Joe Feeney.
Oh, man. First word that comes into my mind with him. Conan.
Okay. Michael Durband.
Creepy.
Hambone.
Think on that one. Good heart.
Okay. Husey. Hello.
A character.
He is that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Eli Brazil.
Pick the right words for this one. Talented.
Okay. Bobo.
I don't know who that is.
I just tried to throw you.
Who's Bobo?
He's a friend of mine. He's in the chat.
Okay. Hi, Bobo.
He's a Get My Go fan.
Oh, cool. Hey, Bobo.
Yeah. Jeffy Punich. You punch it, whatever the fuck how he pronounces his name. T.L. Hopper.
He's a character.
He is.
He's a character.
Dean Galloway.
Very talented, very funny, and a witty guy.
Richie Riordan.
Very talented, very passionate, and someone I'm proud to call a friend.
Sonny Salem.
Very good heart, very talented person, and yeah, very good person in a lot of ways.
Bang and Dang.
Characters. Funny.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Out there.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Out there. Good dudes.
Donald Trump.
A delusional whack job.
I had to throw that in there.
I know. Delusional whack job.
Where do we go from here, Johnny?
I wish you all the best, Rob. You know where you go from here? I want you to come on the Retro Wrestling Revival next month, and I want to have a nice conversation with you and talk wrestling. This isn't a work. You know what I got a lot of people saying that I'll close this out with? That this was a work for 19 months or 15 months or 17 months. It wasn't a work, man. There you go. There you go. I'm going to throw the man out there again for you. I know I say it a lot. Don't worry.
Yeah. Is that like a reset? Like, do you have like a speech thing or something? Or are you just trying to reset your thoughts? Or
it's my dad. It's growing up with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever talk to Stan for long periods of time, you'd see it.
Okay.
New Yorkers have a thing where it's man, it's bro, it's some other type of catchword or whatever. Bro. Yeah, everybody. I mean, everybody's got catchwords that they have or whatever. But yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right.
There's no work though, folks. Let me tell you.
No, I legitimately hated your guts. Sure. I mean,
I never hated you.
Well,
I didn't like you very much, but I never hated you.
All right. Well,
I didn't like you very much.
You didn't like me a lot, but
no, I did not like you a lot. And I'll say that from there. Where do we go from here? Rob, I got nothing, but I want you to have a nice life, dude. And I know I'd like to hope you want the same for me and everything like that. So I want to bury the hatchet. We made mistakes. That's life. No pun intended, Mr. Russo. But that's life. And we live and learn from it. And I hope the best for you. And we'll get you on and talk some wrestling one day soon. That's what I want.
I did publicly say that I wasn't going to talk to you anymore. And obviously I'm going to get heat from people on Twitter for,
There's no reunion, folks, permanently. Let's just say that here. I say that because I want to show that we can sit over there as gentlemen and squash it enough to sit over there at least once and have a civil conversation where we make some laughs and talk some wrestling and do what it was meant to be from the beginning.
Yeah, no, that's true. I am kind of curious if it's the Retro Wrestling Revival. Why are you doing current wrestling?
That was Richie's idea, though. It was just a sprinkle a little bit more modern, with that stuff, because there's some cool topics there. Let's be realistic. There were some cool topics that have come out there. I'm not going to pass those up. It is the Retro Wrestling Revival, and 95% of what we'll always do is retro wrestling, but sometimes we'll sprinkle some new in there, too. You can't pass up talking about some of these topics that have come out there, because I honestly don't follow much of it anymore, and it's kind of nice to get invested in a little bit of it again when it gets exciting, because we're wrestling fans.
What happened with the Patreon?
The Patreon is something that will take a long time to get to, as we all know. It was something to put up there because you guys kept shutting me down every second you had. And, that's why, I never had any illusions it was going to do a million fucking buys on it or whatever. It takes time with anything. Money's tight enough nowadays for people, man. So
that's why I haven't done it, because I'm not that stupid to think.
Yeah, get a few people out here and there. We never thought it was going to make $1 million or anything off of that. It was something because every second we were looking around, you guys were trying to shut us down on something and sending something out to the WWE or Facebook or God knows whatever platform it would have been. So yeah, that's why maybe
that's kind of what I thought. I mean, you want to keep behind a paywall so we couldn't act with your shit and make fun of it. But
yeah, I don't care if you make fun of it or whatever, because let's just be realistic. When you say things, a lot of times people are going to come check it out anyways. You're going to come, you're going to get your popcorn, you're going to make your jokes, you're going to say, but you're coming and watching the show. So
no, it's true. There's plenty of downloads you've gotten just from the Get My Goat.
Sure. So it happens.
All right, one more thing from Joe, real quick.
All right.
Rob, tell him I've never done any canceling. The only thing that happened with me is I told someone I wouldn't feel comfortable working with him. That's that.
And that's canceling, Joe. So you can try to throw it any way you want, but that's trying to get somebody canceled out. So that's 100% what that is. So
I'm assuming that's the Art 19 thing, but
yeah, that's deflection right there. So just admit it. You tried to get somebody canceled, man, and you did. So there you go. Congratulations. It worked out for you. So don't have hypocrisy and say about the cancel culture when you're sitting over there and doing it too. You did.
I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean,
it is what it is, man. But that's the past, and this is the future. So whatever happened then. Shit happens, man. It's over.
I know you're not on social media, but go ahead and if you want to plug whatever you need to plug,
sure. I'll check out our show. It's on Facebook, Retro Wrestling Revival, and we'll probably put some stuff out on audio in the next little bit here. Just throw it up there and put it out on audio, because I know a couple people have been asking and throwing it out there. So we'll probably do that. But check it out on Facebook if you want to come and have a nice conversation and just shoot the shit. No pressure. Talk wrestling, whatever. Make some jokes. Keep it classy. We're not going to ban you and block you if you come over there and just be decent, man. Just come out and have fun. That's all it is. No pressure. Anybody can come. And if you don't want to come, no problem. No worries.
All right, that's fair. And obviously, you and Joe Feeney are never going to exchange Christmas cards either.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. But
you would talk to him, obviously.
Anytime. I talk to anybody, dude. I don't have any fucking problem doing that.
If he had the balls to come on your platform, like
he doesn't have to come on my platform if he doesn't want to, dude. Bring it on your platform. I don't care. I don't care about the platform. Let's be realistic. I don't want.
You want to be on Get My Go? We can arrange that.
I'll come on. Get My Go anytime. Let's do it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Let's do it, man.
I think people's heads explode if that ever happens.
Hey, whatever, man. I can make some jokes and have some fun at myself too. Like I said, I don't take myself seriously.
Well, there you go. That's
well. Let me say, there you go. I think the feeling is mutual over there. We can agree to disagree, but I come to Philly pretty often, Joe. So maybe we can grab a cheesesteak and in a cold beer one day and talk if you want to. So I will be in Philly in September. So
don't go to Pat's or Gino's. That's all touristy shit.
I go up there. I'll go up to Philly here and there. When my son comes anyways, flies in there, and we got a couple of friends up in Delaware, so we'll head down there. But if you ever want to grab a cheesesteak and a Coke and a smile, let's have that conversation then. But if you don't want to, we don't have to exchange Christmas cards either.
There you go, Joe. The gauntlet has been dropped.
There you go. That's it.
Johnny, I appreciate you being here.
Yep. Thanks, man.
It does take a lot of cojones to come on here and face your accusers. So
never had a problem doing it then. Well, but let's just say this. I'll end it with that, Rob, is leave it be from here for everybody.
No, I'm done. Everybody, I was done. I will not publicly disparage the good goddamn name of Johnny Podcasting ever again.
Well, we're over there in our thing doing ours. If you don't want to come by, then don't come by. That's all fine and dandy, but just leave it. If you want to be negative, leave that negativity somewhere else, please, and thank you. And if you don't like me, great. It happens. It won't be the first person, won't be the last, like it is for many of us in life. But if you want to have a normal conversation, hit me up. I'm a pretty easy guy to get a hold of.
That you are. I won't argue with that. You've never backed down anytime I've ever messaged you. You've always
Never.
Me.
I always will.
So I can't look. This is just from my perspective.
Mhm.
Whatever beef you have with Johnny is it's on you guys. This is it. This is it for me.
Leave it be from here, guys.
I'm done. I can't speak for anybody else. If they want to carry it on, if Get My Go wants to continue on, I'm not going to be part of it. If they're talking about you, if they want to move on to other subjects, I'm cool with that. But I'm done bashing John Wangland for good.
Same thing here, buddy.
I appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you, John. You too.
Yep.
Have a good night, brother.
Yep, thanks, man.
All right, see you, bud. Hey guys, look. I don't. You expected a knockdown, drag out affair, but what does that really prove if we were to sit here and go argue with each other for an hour? I asked the questions that I wanted to ask. He answered them how everybody expected him to answer it. So it is what it is. Bring back JD. He was a better interview. I mean, JD is pretty funny actually. But I do appreciate you guys sitting here and watching this. Take it for what it is. I'm done. No, I know, Joe. I know. No, it's he picked on people in the chat from the get-go, which a lot of you expected. So I mean, that's on him. He has to answer for that. I wanted to be calm and cool and not be the aggressor. This is solely for me. I mean, yeah, I hyped it up. I wanted people to come here and watch this, but in the end, this was for me. This was my beef with John Wangland. I wanted one to bury the hatchet because it's seriously, it's too much to take on. For 15 months, you guys don't even understand the toll that it's taken on me mentally. Just not even wanting to hear his fucking voice is how much I detested him. Pablo says, I can't believe how much, or he has no idea who I am. I mean, you are championship. So it is what it is. Oh, wait, that's the other guy. We all knew he'd lie and deflect. Sonny, I don't know. You got to take him at his word. If he did not tell the truth tonight, that's on him. That's between him and his maker. I was not there. I don't know if he bought downloads. He said he didn't. I don't buy it still, but I mean, it is what it is. But I'm done. Dude, Drew, I see you completely. I mean, there is no point in arguing, and I appreciate if you thought I did a good job. If you guys expected something else from the show, I'm sorry, but like I said, this is cathartic for me to get this off my chest, to finally put a fucking end to this, because I'm tired of harboring resentment. I'm tired of carrying the hatred for him. Look, maybe if there was something that was interesting that I could benefit from, I might go on a show of his. I don't know. I'm not going to say I am. But I'm done. I love Joe Feeney. I'm going to say this publicly. I love Joe Feeney. I love Adam Hughes. I love Michael Durban. I love all you guys. Bobo, Sonny, Troy, Drew, Bobo, everybody that's here. Midnight Mike. Mike is fucking fantastic. All you guys are fantastic. Troy, Chris Karam, Eli, Corey, all you guys that showed up tonight. If I'm forgetting names, I'm sorry. But, no, Troy, if Get My Go continues and it's about John Wangland, I'm done. I'll do Martin shit all day long because I still think he's a lying scumbag. And if John doesn't want to believe that, that's fine. I still think the cancer thing is bullshit. Chris will not answer my messages. He literally says, and I have the screenshot, I've never said I had cancer. I don't know where you got that from. I showed him the actual tweet in fact, I think I have it right here. Right there. I've officially kicked Hodgkin's lymphoma, which isn't a fucking thing. Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm cancer-free. Surgery was a success. And he says, I've never publicly stated that I had cancer, but okay, I would love to know where the hell that came from. That's where it came from, Chris. And I've gotten fucking crickets for the last week. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. That's on him. So if Get My Go wants to do stuff about Martin all day long, I'm done doing John Wangland. I've even said to Feeney and Durban and Husey, I don't think there's anything left there to do on Wangland. I mean, what else can be said that hasn't already been said? You know, we think he sucks at podcasting. It is, you know, he butchers the English language. You know, everything that I said tonight, it still holds up. I don't think he's a great podcaster, but you know, what else can you do? You know, Martin, for all intents and purposes, is a piece of shit. But there's plenty of other people out there, plenty of other targets that Get My Go could do to freshen up the platform. I mean, Husey can't even. Poor Husey's on suicide watch because he can't fucking listen to Wangland anymore. So it'd even do him good to get him back on the show. Let Husey go. He wants to do the show, but he doesn't want to do Wangland anymore. That's my 2 cents. I've already told you guys that privately. I'll mention it publicly too. But Matt Wilson, thank you for the compliment on the show. Troy as well. Iron Patriot, you are an asshole, but I love you anyway. But in any event, I got to wrap this up. I have better things to do with my time than waste my time podcasting and not spending enough time with my family is what Martin likes to say all the time. But seriously, guys, I appreciate you being here. And this seems like a 20-minute wrap-up intro like John does, but I don't have the Brad Armstrong music to play. I should have put that in the Roadcaster. But look, I appreciate all you guys from Get My Go, the Hameen community, the brand community. I have nothing but love for everybody that's been involved. Chadster, Ben Hameen, Jeff Lane, Midnight Mike, Grappler 7, anybody that's ever been involved, Dean, Chris Karam, everybody in the Christmas show. Look, Get My Go is funny stuff, and I will still continue to support them from here on out. But I just won't be on the show to talk about John. I'm putting that to bed. So you guys have a great weekend as well. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Hopefully you did enjoy the show. Anything that you missed will be right here on my YouTube channel, Rad Rob Gaming, or the audio version will be out this weekend on RTW main event, anywhere podcasts are found. I love you guys. I appreciate your support from everybody. And I'm on to bigger and better things. You know, I'm still with Hameen Media Group. We're transferring over to Realm. I'm putting content out for them. I'm producing shows for them. I got some heat for announcing a project that hasn't officially been launched yet, but hopefully this still comes to bat. But we're on to bigger and better things. And John's gonna be talking wrestling with Martin and Loving and those guys. So if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But I got my eye on the prize. I got bigger things coming up. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So for everybody that's here, thank you for being here. And hey, if you haven't listened to RTW Rewind or RTW Main Event, this is the perfect time. RTW Main Event is typically my comedy show that I do with Dr. Ocho, star of Bromance with Ocho and Vince Russo. And we have a top 5 contest every week, which is absolutely just fucking ridiculous. With Bobo, with cousin Marky Mark, Ocho's the referee. You know, it's a funny show. I'm sorry, people don't like the humor. It's a funny show. Eli is the producer. It's a fantastic job. Ocho does the software drops. Check out RTW Main Event and let me know what you guys think of it if you haven't listened to it, because it's really a passion project of ours. And RTW Rewind, which is right here in the Rad Rob Radio Network and Hameen Media Group, is my retro show where I don't really talk about wrestling anymore. We talk about movies, TV. I'm not going to say I stole it from Midnight Mike, but I mean it's a retro it's a retro show. Yeah, I don't have any music to fucking play here. What can I play? Hold on. Here, you want me to play my outro? I can play the outro.
Thank you for listening to this edition of RTW Main Event.
I love you guys. I will see you next time, but please check out the rest of my shows. It's entertaining stuff. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.